Welcome back. You can see that we have changed our perspective once again for our yoga practice. We're going to get started with our 5-minute sit, and then we'll do a little discussion. We will talk about indoor versus outdoor yoga, studio versus non-studio yoga, and then we'll get into a yoga flow, practicing all the poses that we have learned in all the videos previous. So we'll bring in some standing strength poses, some balance poses. We'll do some of the sun salutation. So I'm going to do it with limited cueing this week so we can work on building our confidence or seeing how well we know it or not for these poses. But I will tell you the name of the poses as we go through the flow, as well as probably some breath cues and some minor cues here and there, but maybe not as descriptive as previous videos. So for now, let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna get my screen, my little timer. That's helping me stay on track and accountable. And I know that I need help with things, and so using these tools like meditation apps or timers or turning on or off the screen or notifications, you can really take some time to simplify and take a break from your life by just putting some boundaries around your phone. Random, but true. All right. Go ahead and find a comfortable seat here. I'd like to also show you another position that in meditation we also use. It's more seated with our knees this way. Maybe you're seated on a pillow or a block or a bolster. This can also be a nice meditative seat. And actually, I'm going to take this seat today. So the knees are about hip width distance apart, and then I have my sits bones and my thighs placed on this meditation cushion. It's a round meditation cushion, but you could also use a pillow or anything that will get your knees to not have pressure on them and elevate the hips. So today this is where I'm going to be for our 5-minute sit. Sometimes I just have to get the wiggles out before I expect myself to sit and breathe. So excuse me. Let's begin now that you found your seat. Roll the shoulder blades down and back. Collarbone is lightly spread wide, and then the crown is lifting towards the sky. Palms can be rested on the thighs for more of a grounding, supportive position, or palms can be facing up, fingertip pointer to thumb. This is called Gyan Mudra. You can also try this. Mudras also, they say, help to focus our attention and bring more peace or lightness or awareness into our body. Gyan Mudra is a traditional mudra that sometimes yogis also use in some of the poses that we've learned. Begin to send your awareness to your breath. Breathing in and out through the nose here, labeling the inhales and exhales if that works for you. No matter what environment you're in, I'd like you to see if you can turn off the noise around you by directing your thoughts to your breath. I am breathing in. I'm breathing out. Keep saying that to yourself along your breath flow. We're almost there, y'all. Just a few more rounds here. Keep breathing. try to direct your mind to the breath. All the noise that's going on around you, like for me, I can hear birds, I can hear traffic. There will be planes at some point. There it is, just called it in. But I'm directing my awareness to my breath. So I'm breathing in, I am breathing out. Notice if you have your jaws clenched or tight. Separate your molars in the back of the mouth. Soften the tongue from the top of the palate if you're holding any tension in this area. Keep breathing here. One more minute here. You got this. Home stretch. If you fell off of the breath, that's okay. Come back to it. Give yourself a chance to succeed in this moment. Few more rounds. You got this. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. If you've taken the Gyan Mudra in the hands, you can release the hands and start to bring your awareness back to your body, releasing the thought of the breath. So just let it go, let it float away. Coming back maybe to this present moment, feeling how you feel. Meeting yourself with a sense of curiosity here. How do I feel now versus 5 minutes ago when I sat down? Just ask yourself that. It's getting to know yourself better. There is no judgment on if you feel better or worse. This is just an observation of, that's interesting to know about me. Good information. Thank you, self. Begin to bring your awareness back to the body. Maybe you shake it out, twist it out here, open the eyes. Nice. So that was another shamatha meditation with the different seat variation. So take whatever's best for you. I hope you enjoyed that. I definitely feel better from when I started here on my mat. So I'm definitely feeling better, ready to get going. And just doing this meditation with you all, it reminds me how important like my personal meditation practice is. Because if that was only 5 minutes of my day, I should be doing it more to just take a little bit of time. But I do feel very relaxed. But there are benefits to meditating every day, like in the brain waves of meditators versus non-meditators. So there's more to come on that, and I'll share some links with you on research about brain health of meditators and brain health of non-meditators. So just know that it's incremental. It's not about duration. So if you can only notice your breath for 2 minutes every day, that for the rest of your life, or for most of the rest of your life, then that's all you need. Obviously, we wish we could meditate for 30 minutes a day, for an hour, or for like 8 hours, like the monks in Nepal, but we can't. So let's do it for the amount we can, and just know that it is cumulative and that it does make a difference. So congratulations on getting that meditation done. All right, so today we're going to talk about indoor versus outdoor yoga. You can see I've moved my space outside, which some of my students have inspired me, and also a little bit of my background. Previously, all of my yoga was outside. So previously, when I started to do yoga, I was doing yoga at a studio that was practicing all outdoors in San Antonio in cool places. I ended up doing my teacher training with that organization as well. And now I work for a company called Free Community Yoga, and we offer free yoga in different spaces as well. So my history of a yogi and practitioner is with distractions. It is with interruptions or things like that. And there's pros and cons, right? So I wanted to bring awareness to the differences here and talk about that. But indoor yoga, it's more of a studio space, right? So indoor yoga or in your space or going to a studio, it's more intimate, it's more private in a way. It feels maybe a bit more safe because it's only the people who are supposed to be there, perhaps, like in your home or residence, or if you were practicing yoga at a gym setting, like those people who are in the gym are supposed to be there. So when we take it to an outdoor setting, we offer in a lot of variables, right? So I don't know, trauma-informed yoga is my passion and my activism-based yoga practice, and everything that I do for our community is trauma-informed and activism-focused. So I do bring awareness to the fact that when I am teaching in public spaces, when I am teaching yoga at someplace like Civic Park at Hemisphere, downtown San Antonio, or I've taught at bars, I've taught at parks, I've taught at the San Antonio Missions, I bring into awareness that, you know, people are being vulnerable by going out there because that's a public place. It's a park. Anybody could walk up or anybody could walk by. So that does take away a sense of safety, in my opinion, and from my practice and what, you know, I'm just aware of. So it takes away a sense of safety. It offers in a bit of vulnerability for the yogis. Also, you know, it's exposing, right? So maybe if you were new to yoga, sometimes it might be a little scary to like go, maybe it would be scary to go in a studio because you think everybody in the studio knows all the yoga, and then it might be scary to go out in a public space because it's like on display. So that's why I'm here to tell you that it doesn't matter what it looks like. It doesn't matter where you are. Yoga practitioners and practicing yoga respect each other. We respect each other's bodies, spaces, autonomy, independence, resilience, awareness, and just like self-trust. So I just want to encourage you that if you haven't tried a public yoga class, if you haven't been to a yoga studio, if you haven't been to Free Community Yoga in San Antonio, Texas yet, I'd like to encourage you to find an outdoor public offering or maybe a studio offering that you'd be interested in trying, and see how it makes you feel. Just know that everybody who's there in either one of those spaces, they want you to be there. No yogis are like, no, we have enough yoga people here, like, we're good, like, it doesn't matter if you're inexperienced or experienced, we have enough yogis here. No! Like, yogis want more yogis. Like, it's a practice on and off the mat, and most people who practice it wholeheartedly, they will know that, and they will welcome you no matter your level, experience, appearance, or even equipment. Even if you don't have a mat, show up. My guess is that there will be some way to get you a mat. We will get you on at Free Community Yoga, that's for sure. But anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to bring awareness to indoor versus outdoor yoga and invite you to come out to a class in public or in a studio space, whatever feels best for your body or mind or soul. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out about that. But, all right, so on that note, we're gonna go ahead and get started for our practice yoga flow with limited cues on all the poses that we've learned. So, like I mentioned, standing strength, balance. What else have we done? sun salutations. That's right. See, whenever you're outside, like especially for me, I'm like, oh, that tree's so pretty. What was it that we were doing? See, okay, but I'm with you. And we are going to go ahead and get started. I'd like you to take away your cushion or whatever you were seated on. I have some, okay, I'm gonna see, this is also what happens. You just gotta be cool with it and know that like there will be dirt on your mat, or you know, something could get on it or poke it. I'm one of those people who doesn't like to put stickers on anything, so when the first time I had my yoga mat and I was doing all my practicing outdoors, and then it got like a little pokey and I was like devastated, but I just kept practicing with that same mat. But it was a good practice in like, you know, impermanence, letting go. Like, this doesn't matter, this yoga mat and that yoga mat that I had for all those years, it had that little pokey, like, but it lasted for years and years, served me great. So there was no need to get rid of it. It was just like learning that, yeah, this can happen and you got to be okay with it, right? So on that note, I don't know if you can see the bird's nest right there in the tree, but it is the time of year that we have a little bit of nesting birdies in that little tree house that's dangling right there. So throughout our practice, we might get a visitor, or I hope I don't upset them and then they try to peck at me. But again, we're outside, let's do this. All right, we're gonna meet in a child's pose. Toes together, knees as wide as the mat, palms walk out, forehead rests down, child's pose. Take 5 full inhales and exhales here. Walk the palms back towards body. Meet me in tabletop. Strong, secure tabletop. Pressing into the mat, tops of the feet and palms. Extend your right leg straight behind you. Balancing tabletop. Left hand extends. Inhale to expand. Exhale, elbow to knee. Crunch. Inhale it out. Exhale it in. Inhale it out. Exhale it in. Squeeze it in. Place it back down. Let's take it to the other side. Left leg extends. Right hand extends. Balancing tabletop. Inhale to expand. Exhale to crunch. Inhale, expand. I got this door. Exhale to crunch. One more time, send it out long. Exhale, crunch it in. Place it back down. Woo! Cat, cow. Inhale for cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Woo! My back is crunchy today. 2 more times. Inhaling for cow. Exhaling for cat. Walk the palms to the right side of the mat. Feet are still together. I want you to take that opposite booty to the opposite heel. So my palms are both off on this side of the mat, and I'm pulling my booty and heel to the opposite side. This is just a stretch. There is no real name. It's a lat stretch. I hope it feels good. I hope you can get into it. Since I didn't really give you much, walk it back to center. Palms come over to the opposite side now. Now opposite booty to opposite heel. Ooh. Breathing here. Whew, I was holding my breath. 2 more full body breaths. Back to center. Palms plant. Tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. Pedal it out here. Lean into one side or the other. See how you're feeling. Let's get warmed up. We're not rushing this, okay? So please stretch, take your time, sway the booty side to side, lean into one side or the other. You can stretch down that IT band this way. Woo! Coming back to center, try it on the other side. By pedaling it out, I mean by picking up one foot, one heel off the mat, the opposite heel goes down, and then switching to the other side as if you were riding a bike. The arms might be getting tired now. That's okay. That's normal. Hands to feet, feet to hands. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, upward salute. Exhale, palms to heart center. Step the feet out, shoulder blades roll down and back. Mountain pose. Meet me here. Let's take a few breaths standing up. We haven't been standing up since we began this class 20 minutes ago. Take a moment here. Feet hip width distance, mountain pose, shoulder blades roll down and back, palms facing forward. Take a few breaths here. Feel the energy that we've cultivated so far, moving our body and our breath. Maybe your arms are a little tired. Mine are, that's okay. Inhale, sweep it up, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, step back. High plank or modified plank, whichever one is in your practice today. High plank, lower all the way down to the belly. Untuck the toes, baby cobra. Exhale, fold. Inhale for baby cobra, heart lifts. Exhale, fold. Inhale for baby cobra, one more time. Exhale, tuck the toes, send the hips up through high plank or modified plank, and then hips into downward facing dog. Let's go through that again. Feet to hands, hands to feet. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, upward. Exhale, palms to the mat, forward fold. Plant the hands, step it back, high plank to low. Let's go into that full cobra. Lowering down, heart lifts, cobra. Releasing here. Inhale, heart lifts for cobra. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, heart lift for cobra or baby cobra. Exhale. Tuck the toes. Plank. Downward. Hands to feet, feet to hands. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, upward. Exhale, swan dive. Plant the hands, high plank to low, upward, if you're there, exhale, downward. So you know to modify there. If you're not at your upward facing dog yet, you don't have to do it. Upward facing dog, we don't really repeat since the body is in that position. So let's try it again. Hop, step, or float, top of the space, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, upward. Ah, it feels good. It's a beautiful day. Exhale, palms to mat. High plank to low. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward. Yeah, that's fun. Okay, we're gonna do it again. 2 more times, just like that. Hands to feet, feet to hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, upward. Exhale, swan dive, plant the hands, high plank or modified, to low, to upward, to downward. Woo! See, this can be fun. This is when it can be like a cardio workout, right? We can just go inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Woo! That was powered through. I don't expect you to go that fast. All right, meet me at the top of the space, forward fold. Let's take those feet hip width distance apart. Generous bend in the knees, thighs on the thigh, chest on the thighs, body on the thighs. Ragdoll. Oh yeah. Should be recording this as a yoga workout, y'all. Because my heart rate be pumping. Trying to relax. All right. It's also a little warm coming back to center. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, upward. Exhale, palms to heart center. All right, sip of water here, because I am outside, so now I'm definitely getting thirsty. All right, we're gonna find a safe warrior 2. So meet me in the middle of your mat, just like I'm standing. You position yourself that way as well. So I have my legs similar to that wide-legged forward fold. I want you to keep this back foot parallel like it is to the back of the mat. And then take the front foot, it's my left foot in this case, but whichever foot you have up front. Take that foot, pivot on the heel, put the toes pointing forward, knee bends, warrior 2. So this is a very secure and stable way to find your warrior 2. So if you feel like when we're transitioning from downward facing dog or stepping in between the hands and you come up into your warrior 2 and you're like, why does this just not feel like totally supportive for me? I'd recommend you coming to do this little assessment for yourself, and it's just taking the feet wide, give yourself a little space in the back, take it just a little bit further back, parallel with the back, and then with the front foot, I'm still on the left, pivot it, and then you just lean into it. And this is this for me is very supportive. I could hold this all day. Okay, no, just kidding. Definitely could not. But since it is very supportive for me, I can feel really strong here. So meet me in your warrior 2. Breathing here, find that gazing point, warrior 2. Over the middle finger. Shoulder blades roll down and back. Tuck the belly in here. Try to have a long spine, lumbar and everything. No arching in the back, right? Warrior 2. Straighten through the front leg that you have. Reach for the front. Drop that left hand to the inside of the calf. Right hand or opposite hand goes up. This is our triangle pose. I'm pulling up from my obliques on this side, pulling up there, shoulder blades roll down and back, arm is extended. I'm trying to imagine that everything is flat here. And since I was in a really supportive warrior two, this triangle pose also feels honestly very supportive. 2 more breaths. It's challenging, but doable. That's what we're looking for. And 1 more. On your next exhale, use the obliques, come up, warrior two. Hands to hips. You can straighten through the front leg. I want you to take this back leg, shimmy it up. Pyramid. Pyramid with the same foot that you had at the front. So for me, it's my left still. I just did that warrior two series on my left side. So I'm gonna do my pyramid now on my left side to get this nice stretch. If you have blocks or something, a bench or something like a table that you can use as well, this is a super supportive stretch version of pyramid. If you can let the head hang here like this, that's great. Breathing here, we've got 2 more breaths here in this pyramid pose. Both hips are square here in the pyramid, and both toes on, well, all 10 toes on both feet are facing forward. 1 more breath. Bring the hands back to the hips. This is how we're going to come up. I want you to micro bend through those knees so you're not hyperextended. And then keep a long spine here, neck in line with the spine. I want you to press through all 10 toes, all of the feet, and gently rise up. You're going to feel that hamstring supporting you. This is also how you would want to come up if you do have head trauma of any kind. We want to come up very slowly with the whole body and heart in line. Coming up to the top, you can just allow yourself to come step out of it. Whew, and come back to center. So no rushing the head. If you get lightheaded and a teacher is telling you up, down, you don't have to go that fast. Slow down, prevent yourself from getting lightheaded. All right, we're going to the other side. We're going to take a vinyasa, chaturanga, sun salutation A to get there. That's going to be our transition to get now into this other warrior series, or the other side. Top of the space, feet good, stable, upward salute, forward fold, half lift, fold, plant hands, step back, high plank, or modified to low plank, your version of course, upward, your version of course, downward. So we're going into our warrior two series on the other side. So this time we transitioned from the wide-legged stance last time. This time we're going to try it the other way. We're going to try to get set up that same way. Right foot high to the sky, or just pick up the right foot. Just try to pick up the right foot. And then walk it in between the hands. So now you see where I'm at. I'm more in that runner's lunge. I want you to pull the right hip back, left hip forward, that back foot, you can step it up, pivot it on that back foot, rise up. Woo! My little Belize wind chime saying hello. This is our warrior two. On the other side. Sorry, it's this angle, y'all. We won't be here for long. It does feel good. I've been having some hip pain in my right hip. I also do Pilates reformer teaching, and I've been noticing some imbalances in this area. So I am noticing that this feels really good for me, and I need to be doing it. So this warrior two is great. Allow your breath to flow. Find that stable and secure warrior two. Breathe here. Shoulder blades. Can you see them? This is actually probably a good angle to show you. My shoulder blades are not up here. My shoulder blades are rolled down and back. Warrior two. Straighten through the front leg. Reach it forward. Extended side angle this side. Same thing. Traps are not towards the ears. Let's roll them down and back. Woo! This side is definitely harder for me. Stretching it out on this side, using the obliques. You got this. 2 more full body breaths. Triangle. On the next exhale, coming back up, warrior two, find it again. Hands to the hips, supportively pivot yourself up. Opposite foot at the top. For me, that's my right this time. We're going into that pyramid. So feet, both toes pointing to the front. I want your feet hip width distance apart. Hands come to the hips. Micro bend in that knee. Ooh, I'm so tight on this side. Okay, yeah, try pyramid pose on this side, y'all. Just breathe. One more breath here in this pyramid. It's even harder for me to balance. Like pyramid is somewhat a little bouncy and it's hard for me to do it on this side. We're gonna come out of it the same safe way. Hands come to the hips. We're pressing through all of the foot pads, micro bends in the knees to support us on the way up. Flat back, pressing through the feet, rising back up to center. Step it up to the top. Shake it out. Shoulder blades roll down and back. Upward salute. Forward fold. Half left. Fold, plant the hands, step back. High plank to low. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward. Right foot high to the sky. Bend and open that knee if you can. See how you're feeling. Knee circles. Try to get some mobility in that hip joint. Opposite direction. Back to center. Opposite side. Circles. Back to center. Bring it down. High plank. Lower it down. Cross the forearms. That was a nice little workout. Cross the forearms. Front of the forehead. Crocodile pose. Breathe here. So crocodile, you just rest the forehead here. Notice your heart rate. Feel it beating into the mat if you can. Notice the breath. Pick the forehead up off of the forearms. Sweep your arms down by your side. Palms facing down. Chin pressed into the mat. Tops of the feet. We're here. Oh, palms are going to face up. I'm just kidding. All right. Whenever you're ready, locust. Breathe. Squeeze in through the glutes. The feet can be wide for a more supportive locust. For more challenging, the feet come together. That's going to get really deep in the glutes. I want you to press through the core. So if you're not pressing up through the core and holding and bracing yourself through the core, this would be really painful on the stomach. Right now, I'm engaging the front of my body as well as the back side. You got this. Locust pose. 2 more full body breaths. 1 more. Release. Take an ear here. Whew. Oh yeah, notice the heart rate on that one. Two more breaths, no rush. after the second exhale. Meet me back in center. We have another round of locust. Breathe here. I've got the clock going, the timer, so I'm watching our clock. Yeah, we got this. Arms extend, shoulders up, pressing through the mat. See how high it can get. Breathe. Squeeze. Don't hurt yourself though, y'all. Know your limits, all right? I'm just being the most. For 3, for 2, and 1. Release it back down, opposite ear. Woo! Wow, that was sensational for sure. Back to center. Elbows come underneath the shoulders. Sphinx. That should feel kind of nice and relaxing after our intense rounds of locust. So find your Sphinx here. Elbows stacked underneath the shoulders. Palms pressing in. I want this to feel like a nice front body stretch, chest opener, shoulders pulled down and back, and then also I'm getting some stretching in my lower back and erector spinatus muscles. Erector spinatus. Oh, never thought I would say that. One more full breath here. Lowering down out of that Sphinx, bring the palms towards the hands. Tuck the toes. Push up through a tabletop. Send the hips high, downward, walk it up, forward. Fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, upward salute. Exhale, palms back to heart center. Feet wide. Yogi squat. Take the feet wide, toes out, walk it down. Yogi squat. So I don't know if I showed it to y'all from the side. This is what it looks like from the side. Having some adjustment issues. So meet me in this yogi squat. So if we're not here yet, that's okay. You can also start working on a yogi squat by sitting on blocks or even sitting in a chair and pressing your hands this way to get those hips to open. So I also don't mind if you try a yogi squat that's supported for you. We're looking to get the hips open. So this is a supported yogi squat on the blocks, but you can also just do it on a bolster or a chair, even seated you can do a yogi squat technically. You just have to use your upper arm strength and core strength to spread the knees a bit. Yogi squat, we're getting ready for our balance poses next. Plant the hands. This is like what preparation for crow would look like. We're gonna press it on up. Shimmy those feet to the middle of the space, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, upward. Palms to heart center. Begin to root through one of your legs. I'm going to do my left first. Typically I start with the right, but today, since I'm just going with my natural practice, this is what it would be. But if I was teaching a public class, I would probably start with the right just to know where I started always. But we're going with my body today. So I'm starting with the left. Root through the left foot. Bring the knee in line with the hip if you can. So my arm is just kind of here. I'm pressing through all of the foot. My arch is engaged. My hip flexor, it's on, but it's not doing all the work. Woo! Find your drishti. 2 more breaths here. You got this. If you fall out, that's okay. Come back to it. 1 more full body breath. Releasing it down. Shake it out, shake it out. We're gonna get ready to take it to the other side. So this side for me is my right side. So I'm gonna root through my right side now. press through all corners of the feet. Lift that left knee or opposite knee up. Shoulder blades, try to roll them down and back. Reach for that knee. This is like standing single leg balance pose. This one actually feels a bit easier for me. Oh, I just noticed that I was tucking. 2 more breaths. And 1. Oh, actually I can feel the instability where I've been wanting to work. Okay, cool. Release it down. So, just like I'm saying here, like when I'm doing my Pilates and I'm noticing things that I want to improve on there, and then I come to my mat and I notice those tiny little instabilities or tendencies or muscle patterns for me to like drop this way or cheat out of it. Yoga helps me really like know myself and my body to where I can make empowered decisions for me in the gym or wherever I'm at, like training or in life. So I know we keep going over that, but I just want to keep reminding you that you can do yoga off the mat too in your daily life, and that means it's awareness. That means it's trusting yourself, it's knowing yourself. Yeah. So that was our little balancing poses. Let's try also, we're gonna try eagle also. Actually, no, I think we'll do warrior 3 because some students said that they liked warrior 3. So I'm gonna start through the left foot at the top of the space. Hips are square. I want you to gently lean forward, pick up that back leg. Hands come forward. See that foot? Woo! Warrior 3 on the left side. Bring it back to center. Let's try warrior 3 on the right. My right, whatever side you're on. All good. Root through that foot. Pull the hips square. This is my challenging side, so let's see where we're at. Yeah. You can see I'm struggling with that side. Shaking it out, that's okay. Just information and confirming what I already know about myself. Let's go ahead and come on down to the mat. I'm going to show you a couple more relaxation style yoga poses and how you could use blocks or bolsters to get into them. This is the end of our practice today. You've already done all the hard work. Let's kind of have fun and workshop this now. All right, so I have this block. I'm gonna bring it to the mid back, right above. There's so many, okay, there we go. Well, and I have a clippy too. Okay. So we talked about a fish pose, or I think I might have mentioned it. This is a fish pose. This can help reverse the rounding of our shoulders that we have as Westerners in our culture, because we're on computers, we're driving. So if you just put a block behind you and kind of let those shoulder blades, yeah, see, that's too low. It has to go mostly up to the nape of the neck and at the top of the, so wherever your nape of the neck is, that's where I want it. But this feels really good. This reverses some of that forward head posture, also the rounding of our shoulders we have. So this is a great thing for anybody, honestly. Anybody in our culture. You can also kind of massage the back on it a little bit. Maybe you find a little place to massage, but this is like a supported fish pose. Another variation or the full expression would be to have the feet extended out. But yeah, this feels good. This can feel like a lot on the head though, so be careful if you do have, you know, traumatic brain injury, TBI, or concussion, anything that feels, you know, or any surgeries, just be aware that this position might not be great for you, but it feels good for me. And this position we would hold for a while, like 5 minutes, to let gravity do the work here and like reverse this. So we would hold it for 5 minutes. We're not going to be here for 5 minutes right now, but It does feel good, especially after all that work we just did. 2 more breaths. Bring the feet to the mat. Forearms to the mat. I'm going to come off of that block if you had one under there. Let's come down to the back. So yeah, this is like, that's like a very normal reaction for me to have at the end. I'm like, soles of the feet press into the mat. Nestle the shoulder blades. We're going to take a round of bridge here. Inhale. We lift the hips up towards the sky. Palms and forearms and triceps and shoulders and traps are pressing into the mat. And then my hips are just lifted in line, and I want you to pull those knees together. Don't let the knees open up wide. I want you to pull them together as if there's a dowel there. You're going to feel activation in the outer hips and in the glutes. This is our very active version of bridge. So this is a very strong strengthening pose for bridge pose. This helps our posterior chain. So runners, athletes, anybody who walks in a forward motion pattern, this is a great exercise to build endurance in those muscles. 2 more breaths here. Lowering down. Yeah, see my legs are getting a little fatigued. I'll take my shoulder blades and triceps out and then windshield wiper side to side. That's nice. Let's try a supported bridge. So for supported bridge, you can do a block. It can be on this way, it can be on this way, it can be on this way, it can be on that way. So literally it can go the highest level. So this would be like the most intense. You can see it's on my highest level. It's placed right on above the tailbone on the sacrum in the lower back. This is more of an inversion bridge. This isn't really like a restorative bridge. This is more of, I'm trying to reverse some of the blood flow. So you can also take it down a notch, which would be on that level. You can also use it on the wide side, and if you have 2, you can place 2 for a bit more elevation. On the pizza box side is what I like to call it. Even though it's not like a pizza box, any excuse for pizza, really, truly. So this is with both blocks support on the pizza box on the long side. So that's how it looks. But you can also just use it with 1. You can also use it on this side. So yeah, that's our supported bridge versions. Let's also look at supported waterfall. So if you do have a block or a pillow or a blanket or a beach towel or even a regular towel, it doesn't matter. You can roll it up and do this with whatever you have right under here. I'm just going to use this block because that's what I have outside with me today. And nestling the shoulder blades, you can see this isn't how my arms are going to be, but you can see the block is there. And it's right on my lower back. My feet are elevated all the way to the sky. And once you practice this more regularly, it won't feel like your hip flexors are trying to hold everything up. And also, that's the good thing about using a block for a supported version. If you use the block for the supported version, your muscles don't have to work as hard. So this is the waterfall pose, supported with a block, and my toes are feeling funny. That's okay. Just wiggle your toes, let them know they're going to be okay. So here in this inversion, we're getting benefits of reducing inflammation, lymphatic drainage. They say that this helps with stress and anxiety. I know I've been over this waterfall pose before, but this is that nice supported version, so we can kind of relax here a little bit more. I wonder if that's the daddy bird home to roost that I was afraid that was going to come by the time that we were here, but that's okay. I'll see. We're almost done. Breathe here in this waterfall pose. Wiggle the toes. Kind of let yourself relax if you can. If you need to be supported even further here, you can take your booty up against the wall. So if I was to just turn around, I'm not going to do it, but if I was just to turn around and scoop my tail up to this
wall / glass door right here, and then let my feet go up. That's even another way that you can be supported here. If this isn't comfortable for you and you're not there yet, you can place your feet like on a chair and have them just elevated like this, without a block or with a block. So we're trying to work towards this waterfall pose, but that's okay if we're not there yet. Remember, you can always modify. As long as you're kind of getting your body in that same similar position. If you have to drop the knees, drop the knees. That's all right. Let's try to keep going. All right, well, we're done with this waterfall pose. So bring the knees back down to the chest. Take the block away if you used one. Let's nestle the shoulder blades underneath the heart, or let the arms open up to the side. I'm feeling very, after that waterfall pose, that inversion, I'm feeling just very, and the wind's picking up, it's great, the trees overhead, I'm feeling very expansive and open, so I'm gonna do this. Do what feels right in your body for your final resting pose. We're gonna be here for just a few moments. Breathe here. Or closing the eyes, whatever feels best in your body today. Let our practice soak in. Everything we just did, I was just reflecting on the practice and like, how am I feeling right now? Why am I feeling so expansive? Why am I feeling so, and I felt very empowered from our practice, from the poses that we did, from the direct cues, from not a lot of fluff. It was really, and then we kind of just sped through it. It made the time go by fast. It made me feel strong. It made me feel empowered. It made me feel good. So just notice how you're feeling. It's okay if you're not feeling the same way that I feel. That's normal. If you were, that would be crazy, because then we would be like the same person, and that's never happened before. So anyway, just a few more breaths here. Begin to bring your awareness back to the body, wiggling the toes, the fingertips, rolling out the wrists, the ankles. Maybe you shake the head yes, shake the head no, massaging the back of the crown. If you didn't have your hands extended up overhead, maybe you extend your arms up overhead and legs out long. Big cat stretch here. And then draw the knees into the chest. This is my version of rolling over to the side. This is how I like to do it. So meet me rolled over on the side in fetal position. Give yourself a chance to thank yourself for showing up today, for doing this yoga practice, for taking a chance. That was great practice. It was strong, it was powerful, it was self-guided in a way. I just suggested these things, and then you were able to make the adjustments as needed throughout the flow. So maybe you bring a sense of gratitude or noticing of yourself that you can build confidence in yoga on and off the mat.
Pressing on up whenever you're ready to close it. I feel great, strong, powerful practice. Thank you so much for trusting me to guide you through this practice of standing strength, balance, and sun salutation flow. The teacher in me sees the teacher in you. The light in me sees the light in you. That's what we mean when yogis say namaste. It means I see within myself the same thing that you see within yourself, and we can see each other the same way. That's what namaste means in Western culture. So some yoga classes will close with that. We'll bring the palms to center, thumbs pressed into the sternum, Maybe you have a sense of gratitude for yourself once again. It doesn't hurt to have it twice. And in closing, thank you so much. This is teaching me so much as well. Namaste. Nice. Good job, y'all.